Namaskaram, everyone, and welcome to the panel discussion on our topic today is XR and marketing, creating interactive brand experiences. So, first of all, I would like to introduce our panelist, Yashika Singh. She has completed her master's in business administration from Atal Bihari Vajpayee Indian Institute of Information Technology and Management, completed her post graduation certification from MICA, and pursued digital marketing from London Business School. She started her career as marketing manager in Auto Ninja and currently working as a head of growth in Artwork Flow. She has an overall experience of 8 plus years across e commerce, data analytics, SaaS based automotive, and recruitment space. Welcome, Yashika.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Mayur.
Yeah. And our next panelist is Mr. Mohit Karwal. He has completed his bachelor's in business economics from University of Delhi. He started his career with advertising, turned to a performance marketing. He started working with Prohead as a digital advertising strategies expert and has consulted various startups for their marketing and growth along with Meta Pro program. He was heading the marketing at Data Sutram in Mumbai, and now he is with Ajna Lens as a senior marketing executive. Welcome, Mohit.
Namaskaram, everyone. Thank you, Mayur, for the introduction.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, our third panelist could not attend the meeting because of last moment some commitments. So that's the reason he is not here today. So we'll be continuing the panel discussion without him today. Okay. So let's start the conversation. Let's start the panel discussion right away. First of all, I would like to ask Yashika, that how did you started your career? Like, how was your journey? Like, you started your career into marketing first, and then how did you came to know about XR?
So, career as such, I would say I was always interested in psychology, and I think the closest that I could find to psychology was customer psychology, which translates into marketing. So, this was the whole reason I ended up into this space altogether. However, what I have realized is when I was studying the whole concepts and everything, it was very different in sense, right? I think digital marketing in itself grew with my career itself. And I've seen a lot of change in the last 8 years of my career myself, how the landscape has grown from so much of unknowns to data driven digital marketing and ultimately tying it back all to the results. The potential it holds for marketing, that's where it is headed. And with all Meta's innovation in the same direction, it caught my attention. And ever since then, I've been following it.
Wow, fantastic. So, coming to Mohit, like Mohit, how did you started your journey into marketing, and then how did you came to know about XR?
Yeah, it's a funny story how I started with marketing. As you have heard from Mayur, that I am a business eco student. I have been studying economics. I was a science student back in school. I got this like job after just college in as an analyst in Big Four, as all of the DU people does. But I had like my exam ended in May. My joining date was August, so I was just trying something new. I was interested in marketing as this was one of our subjects, and I just started with a small agency where I was handling their one of the clients brand, and I was really interested, got so interested in that I left the analyst position and eventually ended up with marketing. um, I started my career just in creatives and writing copying, and since I had a flair for writing from back in school, and then I got introduced to Prohead, as you said, which was a really data driven, and they were really data driven, and I was introduced to performance marketing. It was a new term for me. I started doing a lot of courses, getting introduced how the numbers and business work together with marketing, and then I finally got to know about Meta Pro as well, where we were consulting the Prohead people, the founder of that, and we were consulting a lot of brands. So there, it grew and grew. So it's like marketing with digital marketing, where everything, as Yashika said, everything is data driven. So this was my entire journey with marketing. How I got to know about XR is I'm a big game enthusiast. So when the PS4 came, they came up with PSVR as well. And at one point in the COVID, I was contemplating if I should buy the the regular PS4, or should I get the PSVR, because I was just introduced to it. And when I got the opportunity to interview for Ajna Lens, and I was looking for this is something which is really futuristic, and it's still gimmicky. But when I got in the interview and understood the entire environment, this is not gimmicky anymore, and there are a lot of real life use cases. That was the time I got really into it. And this is something that I would want to do and be a part of the revolution that we have.
Fantastic. So, when you say that you were a game enthusiast, even I was into gaming, and also once I went with my friends to play, a group of games that zero latency, where you have to wear the VR headset,
Exactly.
you're actually playing together, being forming a group. So that was a point where which clicked me, this technology is something very much different and something awesome. But that my overall what we say focus was completely on gaming that time. But when I came I explored more, then I came to know that this is targeting into multiple industries. So as we discussed, like it's architecture or medical as well, and even in marketing. So that time it hit me, this is into multiple industries that we are into. So my first question, the next question, today is for Yashika ji. What do you think? Like, how can XR technologies be leveraged to create immersive and memorable brand experience for consumers?
I think I would feel about this in the similar way I feel about the whole migration from offline to online, right? That was a big change in the whole world altogether. I think it's just taking everything from 2D to 3D. Like so far, you were experiencing brand by 360-degree videos, or maybe like placing your head and looking at how this particular apparel would look like suit you or anything, right? In this through augmented reality or through these XR technologies, I think you will get a chance to go a level deeper, and which would actually change your experience by 10x 100x, because of course you will be able to experience it in its whole form, right? So this has a lot of potential in which it's going to grow on a very different experience level altogether. So I see it as a very big step moving forward, making it also a very competitive space, because it's not easy to nail that experience altogether. But interestingly, for marketing, it's going to be a very big change as well.
Fantastic. That's for sure. It will be bringing new opportunities in the marketing field itself, right?
Yeah.
Next is Mohit. What do you think? Like, what role can augmented reality play in enhancing traditional marketing strategies?
As Yashika said, we are changing from the traditional marketing. A lot of companies, only the big players, are actually investing in ad TVs now, banner ads now, or even the billboards that we have. Most of the major budget that we have is now shifted towards digital marketing. And one of the major fact which is coming into play, that XR will actually take some share of the budget of these advertising spends that we have in the future. We have seen a few big companies are actually investing in AR as of now for their advertising spends. Initially, the players were going heavy in the traditional marketing, then came the digital marketing, and now it's a time for XR or AR. Coming back to your question, okay, how actually AR will play the role. We have actually seen a lot of advertisers coming in AR as well. There is just a QR code on multiple placements as well. So teams are actually working towards implementing XR, either if it's as small as a filter that can be used on Snapchat, or it can be used in Instagram as well now. But the bigger thing would be, you must have seen there is a Starbucks in Khar, I think. There is a QR again, just in place to the big painting, and if you actually scan the QR, open the app, the entire painting will start moving, and it's a big investment for them. right? Similarly, there are other other things as well which can be tried where advertising is working, such as let me give you an example of e-commerce, right? In Amazon, on Amazon, there was no place for XAR before, but now if you are buying a TV or let's say a sofa, you can actually place that TV or sofa in your room and check if it will fit, right? In iPhones have the capability of actually checking the measuring your room and then actually putting the TV in place, and you can actually fit how the TV or the sofa would look in my room, exactly like that. There are location based marketing which is going on. You must have seen like the in the last World Cup, if you scan the QR code on your Hotstar app, it will actually, you can actually be in the middle of the stadium and look at the crowd which is chanting what they are chanting, right? There are multiple use cases of printing and packaging as well. One of my favorite brand which I use a lot is Dimension. Dimension has this QR code on their the garments that they produce. You can just scan it and they will pop offers in the environment camera. The camera will open and there would be multiple offers that you can click on and use while purchasing a product, which is, it is gamification. Or you can just, the earlier way would have been, okay, just give them a QR code on a 1 by 1 ka paper, which is something like no one would have used. But I like the fact that they have used Curious to scan this. If you scan that specific thing, you will the pop-up offers will actually pop, right? One of the other that have read, I have not seen because there is no Target in India, but one of the other offers that I have seen was from Target, right? As soon as you enter, there would be a QR code. You scan that QR code, the QR code will actually guide you to that specific product, right? So the entire gamification, the offers that can come into play in the real world, not just on a pamphlet, not just on your phone, but in the real world, you are just moving your camera and you can see where do you have to go, what offers that you can play with, right? That will actually play a huge role. Abhi, right now it's on multiple screen. The actual ads coming to the traditional and digital is coming together. पहले billboards होते थे, अभी QRs हैं. QRs are helping that digital marketing come into the real world, not just on a 2D screen. So that is where the ALT BLT ka line will vanish in the upcoming 4-5 years.
Right. So if even there is virtual try-ons, right, where you can
Exactly.
actually, if there is a black shirt, you can actually try it digitally and you can see how it looks on you.
Myntra is using that. Even Lenskart is using that. If I want to try some glasses
Shades.
on my head, because
Right.
obviously we don't have, I just broke my glasses and I want to place my order right now, and I cannot drive without my glasses. So I'll have to just, that is one of the things, like the life is easier and the marketing is better for a specific product. This the investment has to be there.
Right. That's actually a perfect thing to do. Another thing, let's come to the challenges that we will be facing when we use this technology with marketing. So, Yashika, how do marketers address compatibility issues with different XR devices and platforms to ensure a consistent experience for users?
I think this is still too early for us to answer, like how will we tackle all the challenges, because half of them we don't know yet, right? We haven't faced them because we have not been into that extensive usage of the same. But in the similar lines, I would say that the way we right now connect our whole online ecosystem for marketing, or maybe for experience, user experience, customer experience altogether, I think the responsive design in itself is the core of it, right? Because the entire thing is based on experience. So earlier we had to just worry about how does your website look on a web versus on your mobile phone or maybe on your tablet, right? I think we'll have to think in the direction of like how would this whole experience solve based on the mode of experience that is using. Design is the core of it, is what I see. But at the same point in time, on the tech stack side, we'll have to mm, advance I would say it's very experimental in nature at this point in time. but there's a lot to be done in order to make the whole experience well and good. I think the experiment from Meta in itself set the tone that it's being done by the big four, and it's still not something that's totally ready to for us to just be a part of. It was something that they did their own trial and error, so there's a long way to go for us. So challenges yet unknown, but the principles to solve the same them remains the same across.
Fantastic. So, Mohit, you have been working closely with the founders and the stakeholders as well, right? Since your past companies and your experience as well. So, this question actually suits you. I feel like you can give us a accurate answer for this because you have been going through the budgetary issues, the particular budget and all these things. So, what do you think? What budgetary challenges do businesses face when incorporating XR into their marketing strategies, and how can they manage costs effectively?
Okay. It's a really difficult question to ask because every company, even as Yashika said, we don't have the challenges, so we don't even know okay, what is exactly coming, like what will be on our face. Okay, this is the challenge which are coming. I'll start with an example first. You must have seen Nord when the Nord came, OnePlus ka Nord. When it came, they launched it on a XR platform, right? You will have to download an app first, and then you will have to there was invites of that specific Nord phone available on Amazon. You can buy it. There would be a QR that you will scan, right? And then the app that we have, you will have to scan that specific QR, and you will see on your phone there would be a stage right in front of you, right? Now think of it as a traditional method. If Nord or OnePlus was doing this on a regular scale, it would have costed them crores, right? What they did now, they have just made an environment that can be accessed on XR. The invites, which was costing nothing but 50 rupees, they covered the cost. So and the experience was one of a kind. That was the first event which happened in, or the launch that happened in XR, right? So we just have to jumble with the cost that we are doing. Either we do a event that is happening in a regular space, hotel, or environment like Apple does, right? Or we do a completely new thing to show off our technology, right? So we'll have to jumble between costs. There are several costs, like the initial cost. If you want to get an app, you will have to get developers, you will have to get the content creation team that will work with the environments that you have to create. You will have to educate your current people as well, right? And you will have to integrate the current system that you have. There are a lot of machines required. Like even if we make something in house, we will have to have a lot of processing power for the XR environments that we have. And then obviously if we are buying machines, if we are getting employees, then there's also a lot of maintenance and everything. And what if it was a fail for us? Like what if it was a fail? So you have to test. So right now in the XR space, we are at that point where companies are putting, let's say, 10% or 20% of their marketing budget in testing out, and XR can be a good testing ground as well. We have tested enough with ads, we have tested enough with blogs, we have tested enough with emails. Now this is the apt time to test out our test out XR space as well. There are multiple companies doing it, and they're getting a massively good response. But I would say that again, but you will have to jumble between the current budget that you have and the budget that you are going to place. As long as we don't have any benchmarking for the how the ad experience or the marketing campaign experience is going to function, and it's not like traditional media. We will have actual results of how many people came, how many people how many people interacted with the XR experience that we created. It's not like the traditional marketing event or something like that someone came and someone left, and we don't have any tracking of that. All the people who are coming on that app, we can track them again and again and again, which is again a good thing for us. We can track the matrices, but we'll have to be at that point where we slowly and steadily give slight bit of marketing budget to the XR as well, because this is going to be in the 5 years, I said, it is going to be taking some chunk of the digital marketing spends that we had in marketing.
Perfect. So,
I think
like,
one extension, sorry,
no,
sorry
no,
for the overlap. Yeah.
no
I think
problem.
one extension with the thought of what kind of challenges. I think the most immediate challenge which comes to my mind, in fact, at this point in time, if I have to put this into as an implementation or present it as a part of my whole marketing strategy as well, is the talent pool. The unavailability of the talent pool in itself is the biggest challenge. Till that is sorted, I think the technical challenges in terms of implementing it would be something which would follow it, right? So I would say that wherein people have taken cognizance of the fact that this is something which is going to be a part of our day-to-day lives coming going down the line, right? Yet the effort to expand that talent pool specifically hasn't been that prominent in the market. So I think that is one of the challenges which we would have to face when we go down that route altogether.
I have a contrary opinion on that. Yashika, I
Yeah.
think you're not a part of the Ajna Lens creators community that we have. Mayur, we should add Yashika there as well.
Definitely,
It's a
definitely.
huge community of young
Definitely.
individual actually making the XR experiences. So I'm not sure it will take another 6 months or 8 months or 1 year, but India will be the next. Like we have been the dominant player in software, right? We have been making these amazing software. India was known as one of the software hub, but
Yeah.
at today I have seen the people who are actually working in creating these XRs, because we like our generation, my generation has been very prominent towards playing games, and once they see XR and the gamification, they are severely interested into that. And the community that we have has around
Mhm.
like has thousands of creators who are working individually, as well as there are about 7,000 content creation companies who are working in XR as of now. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mayur. There are 7,000 companies in India who are working on XR content, producing XR content. They are working in B2B factors, but the use cases of marketing and other factors has to come in. But yes, we are reaching that point where the developers or the companies who will create these content for us is growing.
Before talking about the next question, I would request all the audiences that whatever questions you have, please write down in the chat box and we will answer it by the end of the session. Okay. Coming to the next question, my next question is all about the futuristic approach, like what can be done in the future. So, Yashika, like as technology evolves, what new possibilities do you see for creating even more immersive and engaging XR marketing campaigns? So today we are basically working on these traditional modes or digital also, like digital campaigns are run. So according to the like
Hmm.
the way the technology is evolving, what do you think? What can be the next approach?
I think I would expand on the thought which Mohit shared, right? Like this whole XR will bring both offline and online, which were supposed to be like the separate worlds altogether, right? So I would, the kind of picture it paints for me is today, instead of me going to an outlet or a mall to experience a certain products, right? I see the whole world coming on this whole metaverse wherein there is a virtual place altogether with shops online which will give you the entire experience that you would take offline, but it would be of course in an augmented reality altogether. And I as a user using it at my convenience to experience the brands, the product without a certain timeline, the real world. I see that as a as something to grow. And with that as in growth in terms of whole world, how it operates, I think that opens up all the dimensions that were open to offline marketing that were there in the past in this world altogether. So I see it going back to the basics, but in a very very different way. And it just is very interesting how it will change the whole experience of the customer also, not just on the sales side or the marketing side. I think on the experience side it would play the most important role, because that is where the satisfaction and dissatisfaction makes or breaks a brand. So I see it very prominent player in the brand side as well.
So Mohit, like, how do you see brands adopting XR for their marketing purposes today, and where do you see the same grow in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years would be like, this is, I hope we reach to that level. But I'm not sure if we have seen this movie called Ready Player One. This is one of my favorite movie, where we are at 2030. We are in 2030, and everyone has access to these headsets that we have, right? They are mixed reality headsets, and they are actually working, living, doing everything except sleeping and eating in the XR universe, right? Starting from meeting people to working, collaborating together. They are just putting on the headphones, they are standing on a treadmill kind of situation, and then just jumping into the virtual worlds, because they don't have to move out of their homes, right? And when I saw this movie, this was a far-fetched reality, right? But the pace that the technology or the XR technology is growing, I think we are at that point where I can bet that if not 5 years, in the next upcoming 10 years, we will be at that point where you and I, instead of having this call over a 2D screen, we would be sitting in a panel together in a metaverse space, in a XR space, and the audience would be there sitting and actually looking to us. And instead of you asking them to put their questions in the chat box, they will just raise their hand, and we will be able to. Yeah, that's the hope. That's the kid that saw the that the kid that saw the movie wants to believe in. But I think we are reaching that point that, starting from product experiences, we can actually unbox a product and check if we can use that, if it can be placed in our rooms, to virtual spaces. Like, it would be at that point that we are going into a mall sort of situation in the XR universe, just by putting our headsets on, walking, making a purchase, and that would be delivered within, like, you have seen 10 minutes delivery, right? Why it won't be possible that the 10-minute delivery won't be there after we are done with our purchases, right? And as the XR space grows, as the advertising or the marketing world grows, we will see a lot of things. Like, there would be a lot widespread adoption. It was telephones first, laptop second, phones first, and today smartphone can do everything. But what's next would be the XR. And once we see all the ads that we have, all the marketing collaterals that we have on our phones, the next thing would be XR. Meta has already started their ads. There are placements which you can see on Oculus. I'm not sure if it is there, if it is rolled out in India, but it is rolled out in US and UK spaces, right? And personalization would be a second thing, since they know though there are multiple things that we are tracking, our habits, what do we purchase and everything. There would be advanced personalization. Today, even the personalization is so strong that even if we are saying Domino's multiple times, so I'm sorry, I'm saying Domino's multiple times, you will get an ad from Domino's. But today is this level ka personalization. Just think of it in like upcoming times, where the personalization is to that level that you are thinking of it, and there are several samples right in front of you which you can try, right? One of the thing that I hope that will happen in the marketing space is a cross platform collaboration. Android and iOS is today one. There are several apps that we can try on both spaces. If I copy paste one thing on an iPhone and just try to paste it on some other device, it is possible. But there are several players. Google would be one of the player. Ajna Lens would be one of the player. Meta would be one of the player. Once there is advanced adoption, like the adoption of these devices increase, they'll have to collaborate together. We'll have to collaborate with them to create a unique experience, right? To everything, where everything will come together, and we don't have to worry about one of the questions that you asked, Mayur. Okay, what things that you have to take care of while making the advertisement or experience for certain devices. We won't have to take care of that. So that is the things that I think that will happen in next 5 to 10 years.
So when you said about Domino's, like, nowadays, whatever we search, because everything is synced to Google on our phone, right? Even if I'm searching something on Google, I'll find each and every time whenever I open Instagram or Facebook, right? So that is basically because of search engine optimization, I believe, right? And this, I think, when we move into the metaverse, or, when we wear a headset, I think this might go into that level where, you are only seeing the Domino store in front of you every time. Right? So this can happen pretty much in the upcoming future. So the next thing, we have few questions from our audiences, and I'll just read the questions. Anyone from like Mohit or Yashika can answer the same. Okay. The question from Gautam is, how XR consoles, XR glasses will grow in short future. Like, his opinion is, cinema and TV inspired common people to use multimedia phones and Android phone. So how is XR device adoption among people?
Okay, I'll take this one. Great question, Gautam. I think about this every day. Just like, when there were computers, then there came the smartphones, the adoption is really slow. When I remember my father got this Sony Ericsson phone which has camera and multimedia. It costed a bomb, right? And that my father later on sold that phone and buy three phones for three regular phones for us in the family, so just we can communicate, right? Earlier phone was just for communication, right? We are just calling the people up and just hanging out, right? Now this one single device has taken care of everything. One single device, you can take pictures, you can use for messaging, you can today, if I don't have my laptop, I don't have to worry, I can finish the entire day's job just with my phone, right? So the adoption is slower, but as the future, as we grow, as the technology grow, as the size of the XR headset decreases, the adoption will begin and the cost will go down, obviously. And as you said, how the XR consoles and XR glasses will grow in the short future, I think you must have seen you have seen the growth. You have been part of this community, I assume. You have seen those bulky, huge glasses which we have to put on, and as soon as you put it, you'll have to do this, so you have to balance your head. Now there are just glasses as big as this, which can actually augment a projection in a AR space. The device that we have, Ajna XR, is just 400 grams, 455 grams, I assume, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Mayur. 455 grams, and you can use it for longer durations. Earlier it was on the caution box, okay, don't use those device for more than 30 minutes at a time. But our devices is getting used in multiple use cases where there are longer training modules as well, and without any discomfort we are using that, right? We are not just
Exactly.
using the devices, the extra devices, either if it's ours or someone else for communication, sorry, for multimedia or TV or phones, but we are using as a one device for everything. And in the upcoming future, this XR glasses, or just regular glasses that you and I can wear, or just a lens, would be the part of our body, which one device would actually have everything in it, either if it's a phone, if it's a laptop, or something like that. So it's a far-fetched future, but in the upcoming 4 5 years, we will be having no screens in, I assume, like 5 6 years. We have developed toward that. Rokid is doing that. We are doing that. We have Ajna X for that. There are multiple other companies who are making products for better, multiple screen in front of you where you can work to optimize your production, or you can work better in that experiences.
Right. Perfectly fine. So another question we have from Gaurav Roy is, what kind of experiences that people need for advertising and marketing to excel their career into advertising and marketing? Like, what kind of particular experience in AR VR they need exactly?
I can answer this from my own perspective. Like when you talk about what kind of experiences would a normal human being would like, right? It totally depends, first of all, on the product. I think it will kind of be a game changer for all the tangible products out there, more consumer, not really to do with food industry or beverage industry, but I think except all of that, wherever you want to see how this thing fits in into your own world, there the experience would be different, right? And as much as it can be closer to reality in terms of the look and feel, in terms of the size, in terms of how fits in with the other components that you would like to bring in, that is something which anyone would sort of like seek for, from the marketing perspective or the user's perspective.
Right. So, one more question Gaurav has asked is, can you guys comment on use cases of combination of AI pin and smart glasses in marketing and advertising?
Smart glasses is something which is I think it's a old concept now. The smart glasses came with Google, and I think they stopped it because they could not find a proper use case for it. But if we go to the last Meta Connect that we had, right, where they launched this collaboration with Ray-Ban glasses, which had the AR, and you can actually look at something and it will pop up details about that. Just imagine it in a conference. You're in a conference and we have placed we are advertising there, and as soon as you enter that specific location, the ad will pop up, which would be one of the Meta's use case, right? There are several use cases that we can do, we can think of. Okay, if you are using a XR headset and you are using a certain sort of app,
Hmm.
please search AI pin. I'll have to check this. I'll just do that. So there are several use cases which smart glasses and AR glasses or VR glasses can have, which is as we said earlier, if we are just going with AR, if we are just going with VR, or we are doing advertising in a XR universe. As I said, the movie Ready Player One is next to the next reality that we are going to get. Abhi, it's mostly, Gaurav, it's mostly about gamification of the ad contents that we have. If we want to, personalize something for you, you must have seen there are several use cases that we have told. Okay, AR से advertising, Amazon कर रहा है, Myntra कर रहा है. There are other companies as well which are doing advertising in AR, VR. You can see the product in your hand as well. So this is sort of the things that we are doing. Let me just Google AI pin. While if you have, Yashika, if you have any answers for this as well.
Um, I think I still have a lot to explore before I could. I mean, I actually think from a very basic point of view. Like, for example, today, if I have to check weather report or anything of that kind of news, right, I check it out on my phone, right? I know it seems like way too out of the line at this point in time, but it could become as simple part of our life through the Google Glasses or any other kind of device that we are using, right? All of these basic needs that we have can weave very seamlessly into that, and that's what I see it becoming. That's how I see it becoming a part of our lives. Not for something which we don't know or don't need at this point in time, but what we already need that could seamlessly flow into this whole world. So that's how I think.
Yes. Gaurav, just to take you on the AI pin thing, I have seen that. I did not know the name of the specific product, but AI pin would work as a data collector for the company or for the users. Like the AI pin that we have, which can be placed on anywhere of your body, would be a part of the person, which is collecting a lot of data, collecting a lot of pictures, which can be used to personalize your advertising and marketing experience or overall UI UX experience. The device would know that what are you doing, what are you who are you meeting, and since it's capturing faces, it's capturing places along with your geolocation, the overall experience that you will get after getting more data pointers. Like abhi, the data pointers which we are getting is through apps, and the how we play on our phone and everything, the apps are tracking. But when something like AI pin gets more mainstream, we will have more data pointers, more personalized ads, and more more ads towards our intent. आज मेरे को if I want to shift today, I won't be getting ads today. But if I want to shift today and मैं 6 महीने पहले से plan कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को 3 month पे दिखेगा कि there are some properties near you. This is just one of the example that how AI Pin or other devices will collect data, and the marketers or the business people would be able to use that specific data in their marketing and advertising, right? Yes, I hope that answers your question about AI Pin.
All right. So is this a question? Jio might be planning to give free XR glasses as per their earlier plan. What could be immediate transition India is going with that, and how other companies will compete with that?
Um, uh, okay, I'll take the initial part of that. I'm not sure who is it from, but hi. So XR technology is expensive as of now. The lenses, the XR2 chip that most of the headset use, they are really expensive. And if Jio is doing that, great, good for them. But even Meta is selling their products on products at a cost where they're getting losses. If some company is selling giving XR glasses for free, that would be a huge thing. I think the fact that you have said it's XR glasses, I don't think it would be XR glasses, but it would be like Geo Dive, which is where you have to place an additional device or your cellular phone in the device and you will be experiencing that. That is possible because it's a dummy or a Google card box that we had. I don't think they're planning to give free XR glasses. If they are, I'll be the first one to grab it because the technology is very expensive as of now. But yes, the transition will come. Like abhi, the more of all the things which are getting produced in there are no except us, there are no other XR devices which are getting manufactured in India, and the adoption is low. As soon as the adoption increases, the manufacturing increases, the cost will go down. Right? As I said about the phone, the Sony Ericsson phone was damn expensive, but today if you want a smartphone, you can get it under 10,000 as well. Right? So as the adoption increases, production increases, the cost will go down. That's how basic economics and marketing works. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So one last thing, I think there are no more questions now. One last questions, or we can say, I would like you all to give some piece of advice to our attendees, to our audience, like how they can create interactive brand experiences.
Okay, I'll have a few suggestions there. So when we make 2D ads as of now, we try to communicate with the person. We want to see post click, once they click on the ad, their entire journey is very good. Right, they are not getting any hindrances. All the purchase journey is very good. Even if they are on certain stages of our funnel, they are getting, there is no hindrance of making a purchase. And if their intent is like that they want to make the purchase, they can smoothly do it. Like one of the first advice that I would give to any of the content creators or developers that we have here, focus and prioritize on your UX. The entire user experience of an ad or a immersive environment that you want to create, uska, as long as the UX user experience is smooth, your immersive experience will be smooth. Second thing would be try to focus on a lot of things, not just what they see, but they should be able to interact with the XR or AR things that you have created. Like the dimension example that I gave, I can actually pop the offers, which we have seen in Zomato. If you order right now, you will have to pop the offers just to get them, which is a gamification. The more you gamify, the more you involve multiple senses into it, the more it will perform better. Right? I think, oh, okay. Yes. One of the things that all the marketers and advertisers worry about is privacy. When you are getting showing some ad, you are getting someone on board, make sure that all the experience that you create are respecting their privacy, respecting their mental health, social being, everything catering to. If you are using some indicators, if you're asking for the name, email in your experience, make sure you are keeping them GDPR compliant. That is what the marketers and advertiser request for. That is all we need. We don't want uh, their security to be, or their privacy to be breached.
Yashika, any advice from your side?
I think I completely align with what Mohit mentioned, right? Taking care of the basic senses to gratify the whole experience is something which we need to focus, right? It's just translating the working principles from today's world into that is what is going to make it beautiful. Only aspect which I see as an heavy advancement is it could take the customization to the very next level, because of course with this whole experience you have, if you have more information, you can not just claim that this is for you, you can actually the center of the focus, right? I think that is where I see it differently.
All right, perfect. So that's all from our side today, and we don't have any more questions, and we will be ending this panel discussion here itself. Thank you so much, Yashika, for joining
Thank
us today in this panel discussion session, and thank you so much, Mohit, as well. Thank you so much, and namaskaram.